downshifting into third. Well, welcome back to Epic Cars, and I am in my 1971 F250 Highboy. And this is the first drive since we've kind of done the restoration. So we've done paint, sandblasted the frame, rebuilt the top end of the motor. Let's see, new wheels and tires, bed line, the utility box, redid the winch and the bumper. I mean, we touched everything on this truck to make it look cool, but tried to make it as original as possible. So really, this is a 94,000 original mile truck. Just a really cool truck. National Forest Service bought it brand new out of a Ford dealership in Bakersfield, California. It's a 4-speed, no power brakes, no power steering, compared to like my other truck that's a power steering, power brake, AC, automatic. This thing's a brute, but it is a true Highboy, F26 VIN code. And the reason I bought this truck was not only the story about the originality of National Forest Service and so forth. I'm technically the third owner of it. The fact that it was just left so original inside. I have not done a thing to the interior. I mean, this thing, it's the way it is, the way it came to me. We've just tried to make it look pretty. It's a 4-speed manual. Man, it drives good. We did add it's got a dual exhaust on it, got some glass packs, so it's a little noisier than stock. I've got to have the exhaust going out the side exit in front of the rear tires because there's a huge, like 30 or 35 gallon gas tank between the frame rails and the back. It was added by the Forestry Service way back when, so I can't route it to the back of the truck. It's got to go out the side, so it's a little bit more spicy than most trucks of this vintage. It's got a 360 V8 in it. It's got a 2-barrel carb. Really nothing under the hood is beefed up. We did notice when we did the top end rebuild, we did some new gaskets for the intake manifold, valve covers, obviously carburetor, that kind of stuff. We did notice it did have aftermarket springs. So I think this engine's been rebuilt at some point in time, and it shows. I mean, it doesn't smoke, runs really good. All the gauges work. I mean, it's just an amazing truck. I'm taking it up to get a car wash because it's going on Bring a Trailer pretty soon. They got accepted to go on Bring a Trailer. So I'm going to get it cleaned up. I have yet to detail it. I mean, it's just kind of dirty from all the stuff we've been doing to it. And it's time to get her cleaned up. Part of me is really torn. I really want to keep this truck. Especially now that I'm driving it. Man, it's a beautiful thing to drive. Obviously, it's a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive, so it's not the smoothest truck in the world. But man, it's so fun to drive this truck. Man, I love that sound. It's just a good old-fashioned truck, guys. Oh man, I love this thing. Everything works on this truck. The only thing that doesn't work right now is the radio, the actual stock radio, because it's got an aftermarket. But all the lights work, everything. I mean, it's just a really neat time capsule. It's got these first aid kits and flares and the gun rack and stuff all from the, I think the first aid kit came from like 1969, and everything's still there. I mean, all the instructions, nothing's been used out of it. I did the Marty report on it, and so I'll include that obviously in the sale. It's all boxwood green, which is kind of an unusual color to have as a full solid inside and out. And what I did is I took the bed and I bed lined it, and I paint matched the bed liner. So it's boxwood green all the way around except for the inside of the bed, which is black. Shifts really good and smooth. Gosh, man, this truck is awesome. All the gaskets around the windows and stuff are in really good shape. I mean, they're all original, so they're brittle, but there's not a lot of wind noise and wind whistling. Like I said, this heater is killing me. I'm gonna turn it off. It's blowing me out here, and it's on low. Let's get out for a second. She's sounding strong. Alright, got her all cleaned up. Let's just enjoy the drive. Man, this makes me happy. Why am I selling it? Well, need the money. Got a lot of money tied up into this thing. But I sure don't want to sell it. It's got a little bit of burble when it's coming down, you're downshifting. Oh yeah. Sounds good, boys. Brakes are really good. They're not power assist, but they stop really good. I really can't believe this, guys. I do not remember this truck running this nice. I mean, it ran good before, don't get me wrong, but maybe it was just the suspension changes or something. We did put a different carburetor on it. It had a 4-barrel Holley on it, and it had one of those adapters that turns a 4-barrel into a 2-barrel intake, because this is a 2-barrel intake. And it just, it ran good before, but man, it sure seems like it's running better now. I put an actual 2-barrel carburetor on this, a Ford Motorcraft design. It's not a Motorcraft, it's just kind of a knockoff. We tuned it up really nice. And it's perfect. God, this thing is amazing. This is the exact reason right here why I love classic cars. This is one of those perfect days. Everything's working. You can sit back and just look at all the work you've put into this vehicle, and it means something. We've gone over, me and Chandler have gone over every single inch of this. This by far was not a nut and bolt restoration, because I wanted to keep it a driver. I wanted to keep it something that you could take out, get dirty, not afraid to drive it. That's the whole point, not a trailer queen. I see a lot of really nice nut and bolt restorations on the Ford groups on Facebook and things like that. And I'm not knocking those individuals. They have perfect trucks. This is not a perfect truck, but it's darn good. I mean, it is. You take this somewhere, you're going to be proud to drive it. People are going to be just, it's got a really good paint job on it. I say that. I mean, it's got a paint job that's decent. I mean, it was nothing that was high dollar. It's a Mako paint job. It's got its issues here and there, but it looks really good. Wow. This is the reason why I do what I do. This is so much fun right now. So, this is not a nut and bolt restoration. Door jambs, we didn't paint the door jambs, which I probably should have. Interior, I literally have not touched. I mean, other than putting a little carpeted dash pad on the dash, I haven't touched the interior. It's all original. I mean, this is the way it came. There's no sense messing with that. Originality is worth something to me. It had a paint job, a repaint to the tan from the green, and that's why I took it back to boxwood green. That's why I did the paint job. Zero rust. I mean, this thing was clean. One of the cleanest trucks I've ever had. Absolutely. Putting along here at about 40. This one's a good one, guys. Hate to see it go.